So how can you assess whether you've figured out, the internal world, let's say the inner world, as well as the outside world is easier to figure out because you see if you have success. It's easier to measure, right? So what about the inner world? How do you measure that?
That's a really good one. I think stress is one of the big indicators. We're all going to get stressed, and stress can be really good. I think it's a matter of really understanding, though, do you have a good understanding of how stressed you are, or how can you manage your stress more effectively? And so I find that there are a lot of people that just get really stressed and maybe they manage it by going and drinking or something of the sort. As an example, I actually heard today from somebody when I was talking about stress for a new sales team, new sales hires we have here. They were like, oh, I manage stress by, going and having a drink. And that's about all the ideas I have about managing my own stress. And so I think that's one of the kind of key indicators that you can look at and say, am I getting stressed to the point where I'm exhausted, where I can't bounce back, where I'm, lethargic and it's affecting other areas of my life? And so that's really kind of what we start looking at, or what I talk to a lot of folks around to say, where are you at in a stress level today? Are you a 1? Are you a 10? And even taking a simple check-in like that can be really helpful to just get an understanding of where you at and how can you maybe move 1 point forward every quarter, week, day, year, whatever it may be, and knowing that you're going to go back and forth. And being really in tuned with yourself in the first place, I think is a really good one to start.
One point I would add to this, I think, is connected to what you're saying. One of my mentors, today is Monday, right? So yesterday was Sunday, and he asked me, "Are you going to work today?" And I thought that he wanted to ask me for help with something, right? Because we work together quite a bit.
Yep.
And I thought he needed something, and for me to help him with that project or whatever it was. But he was actually testing me to see whether I was going to rest, because I have a tendency to not rest enough, right? To not take enough time for myself. I'm kind of addicted to the hustle and the work. And of course, I have big goals, and I think that my hustle matches my ambition. But it's really important still to rest and rejuvenate so that you're at your best when you need to, right? And when you need to have good energy and good focus and clear mind. If you're exhausted, it's not going to work really well, right? It's not going to
100%.
produce great results, right?
Yep.
So he was actually testing me out to see whether, it was kind of funny, like whether I would actually stop resting and then work with him. He didn't have anything for me to do. He just wanted to make sure that I would actually rest.
And were you going to rest prior to that or no?
Yeah, I mean, part of the day, my intention was to rest part of the day and also to do some work and then maybe go play some piano. Piano is my biggest passion. So there's a place downtown that I go, and there's a grand piano, and I try to go there regularly. But I was going to do some work, and after my talk with him, I realized that, okay, I actually needed to rest. And but my point is, I have a bit of an addiction to work, and it's hard to disconnect completely, right? So I think maybe that's another symptom. If you're just working too much and you're tired all the time, maybe you don't have as much control over your productivity and your life as you think that you do. Right.
Yeah, I think you illustrate a couple of really good points, actually. One around being aware that, oh man, I was just going to work and not give myself any time to rest. In the yoga class I teach, I very frequently tell people towards the end of the class, like, thank you for showing up for yourself, because you can't fill a glass of water with an empty glass. You can't go out there and light another candle if your candle's not lit. So it's a matter of saying, how do you take care of yourself a little bit? And then on the other side, I think the piece that you bring up is really important, because it's going to be different for everybody. What is that, meditative state? What is that place where you go find that release to go grow? And today I talked to, somebody today who was like, running is where my meditation comes in. That's how I trim the fat off of my thoughts. Or maybe for you, it's playing piano. Maybe for someone else, it's going and playing a video game, or meditating, or walking outside, or playing with the dog. And so really tapping in to understand like what that is for you that gives you the ability to take a couple deep breaths and change where your mind is focused just for a couple of minutes can be really, really helpful.